Hi guys, it's my birthday month, so I've been buying a lot of dumb stuff. So I am trying to complete my alternators collection. So I just added these three to my collection. We got Nemesis Prime, Ricochet, and Sunstreaker. Now, I am missing about 6 figures. There's three that I know I'm never gonna find because just they're just too expensive. They're also Walmart exclusive. So yeah, I've been collecting the alternator line in the stores, but these probably never made it in stores because towards the end of the alternators line, they were just selling it directly to basically people that were buying them online. So this is number 18. This is number 20. And then Nemesis Prime is number 24 or 25. So I think they mislabeled Rumble or Nemesis Prime. They share the same number 24, but one of them should be number 25. So I like to think because this was the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, that is probably most likely number 25. Also, yeah, so these are the later releases which came in a dome box. The original came in a kind of like a red box. Anyway, so I spent a lot of money on these, and I don't think I'm going to open them. But I'm going to talk to you about alternators and the series that came before alternators. Okay, so in 2001, Hasbro licensed a cartoon called Robot in Disguise for America. Now, I've never seen the cartoon because I think those might be just cable only, and it might have been Nickelodeon. I'm not sure where it aired, but I just never saw the cartoon. But we got the first wave had this guy, I think it's Sideburn, and he also came as a recolor, like a hot rod version, and they also recolor him in this car mode. So basically, they re-release this figure like 3 times. What's really cool is his weapon is actually a crossbow. That's this part here, and that's the arrow. No, I've lost the arrow on this one. You also get Brawn in the first wave. This is a really neat figure because I think this is his weapon right here. You pull this part out, and then you also got I think Prowl. Now, obviously, they took the mode from the Japanese version. It's supposed to say police car or police. They did repaint him again in a traditional American police car, police. But the problem is no police is going to drive a Lamborghini, so it's kind of like a weird design. I guess it fits the cartoon character, because in the cartoon, I'm assuming since they license out the cartoon, this is more accurate. But like I said, they did repaint him with an American police. So they also released these tiny little, they're like microbots. They're really easy to transform, and they're really cheap. So I essentially bought all I could get my hands on. I didn't. Looking back, I didn't buy the repaints because he was also re-released in a different paint scheme. But I didn't buy the repaint, because I figured Hasbro was just gonna they're just basically just repainting these guys and selling the same vehicle to me again. I mean, it's very obvious, but I kind of regret it over time. I think nowadays, if I were collecting this line again, I would definitely buy all the repaints because they look so good. Look, these Sideswipe cars are the same car, and yet they look so different with the paint job. I would have loved that red hot rod version. I think at the time Hasbro didn't have the license to use the word hot rod, so they didn't call him hot rod, but it would have been basically a repaint of this as hot rod. Now, I mean, you look at this figure, this is made in 2001. It's so good. I mean, the detail, the car, it actually looks like a car. The doors open up. A transparent glass. You look at that with compared to, say, Earthrise Hoist, where this is not even a window. This just kind of painted. You can't open the door. And what is this? What is this thing here? I don't know what this is. This is supposed to be Hoist. You can see Hoist's hand on the bottom. And look at the wheels. I mean, just really bad. This one is just a peg. You can see the hole. And the wheels are plastic. Very, very cheap looking. It doesn't really look like a car, in my opinion. I mean, its headlights, I don't know. You look at something like this, and I think these wheels are, they're rubber. Yeah, these wheels are rubber. They painted the silver rims. I mean, this is a really awesome. I'll transform him. Alright, so I just transformed Sideswipe. Now his basically bumper becomes his crossbow, and the crossbow does fire. I'll take his arrow over here. As you can see, that's how I lost his bow. So I shot it out in the air and then just never found it ever again. His top of his the hood became his kind of like shield. His chest, this is the engine part. His head, this became kind of like his wings. And I mean, he looks great. I think it makes sense for this character to look like this. Yeah, you look at Hoist, and it's just such a boxy design, and this figure was $10 when I bought him back in the day. Of course, with inflation and stuff, it's probably $20 nowadays if I were to buy him, if they were to release this guy to this day. This was also $20, Earthrise Hoist, and I am not impressed with it. In fact, I'm gonna stop buying Transform until they start releasing better, just better vehicles. This is just to me not acceptable as far as Transform. As far as the quality, I mean, this is amazing. This is the engineering. The team that designed this is you gotta give a chef kiss for them. Yeah, mwah, beautiful. Alright, so this is basically the first wave of the robot in disguise. Alright, so this is Optimus Prime in his like deluxe mode. Now you can see I'm missing his big hand, which it should actually look like this thing here. The problem with this figure is because it has a lot of parts. I tend to lose them. So anyway, he turns into a fire hydrant. Now the regular Optimus Prime actually doesn't look like this. So you can take off this part. It's take out his hand. So this is Optimus Prime in his normal mode. You can see his head looks like Optimus Prime here. And what's cool is I actually lost this thing here too. What's cool is there's a sound effect here. So if you press one of these buttons here, well, this button. If you press that button, he would say something like "roll out" or something like what Optimus would say. It's been many years. I guess I should unscrew and replace the battery to make sure it works. I'm not going to do that, but I mean, that's really cool. Now, this figure was very expensive. It's probably what you would consider a Voyager class, or not Voyager, but a you know, one of this bigger class. And I think I paid, I want to say $50 back then, and that was very expensive for Optimus Prime. Okay, the next figure we have is the Team Bullet Train. I forget all the name, but it's like Rail Spike, Midnight Express, God, what's the last one, like Railroad or Rail Train? Anyway, they're three trains, the three bullet trains, and they form together into like a rail racer, I think is the big guy's name. And this was also very expensive because you had to buy all three trains. So each train was probably about $25. So it's about $75 to you know, build him. And it's very cool. It's a cool concept and everything. It was just very expensive to get him together. Okay, guys, we also have Ultra Magnus, who turns into a you know, basically a car carrying trailer. And what's cool is they're to scale, so you can put in your cars, and he will carry them. So yeah, I mean, it's really cool. I think it kind of brings me back to you know, Optimus Prime in the original truck mode, where his trailer can carry like a different car. Basically, you can fit a car inside his trailer. I have stuff in here, that's why. Yeah, we got roller in here actually. So, but basically, you can store Autobot cars inside the trailer, and I thought that was really cool. So it works like the same concept where he can carry 3 additional cars, and what do you know, the first wave of you know, robot in disguise cars, there's 3 of them, so you can fit all 3 in here. That's really cool. Obviously you can put this on display. I mean, it's wonderful. Actually, there you go. The cool thing about Ultra Magnus, like Optimus Prime, he actually has 2 robot mode. So the first mode is just, this is his regular head here, but then he also has he also turns into like a deluxe Ultra Magnus, and this other head is in here, which is like a bigger head. Alright, that took some effort, but here is his other head, his bigger head. I guess this is Ultra Magnus like Supreme or whatever. But yeah, he also has audio capability, but obviously the battery's no longer working. Okay guys, so the bad guys in the cartoon show they're actually not cars. I guess if it makes sense if you think about Autobots as in automobiles. So the bad guys was actually animals, or so they're Predacons, I guess. And I have here Dark Scream. I think this is like he turns into a frog, maybe Slapper. I'm missing Gas Skunk, but I thought this guy was part of that line, but he might not be, just because I know because he shares this chrome. Because these animals have chrome, that he might be part of the line, but he turns into a monkey. It looks like. So maybe he's not part of the line. But anyway, Megatron. This is Megatron. They did recolor him and re-release him as Galvatron, but obviously I didn't pick up the recolor. As I previously mentioned, I just didn't buy recolors because I felt like they were just selling us the same toy over and over again, but with different colors. Again, I have regretted it since then. I think nowadays if I were buying these, I would probably buy all the recolors and repaints and stuff. I don't mind it. I think that's how Hasbro needs to make money. And but yeah, Megatron looks fantastic here. And he turns into a dragon, I think. Yeah. Again, I don't love that backpack or that huge backpack, but this robot mode looks really cool. Yeah, Robot in Disguise, really great toy line. Never saw the cartoon, but I wish I could see him now. What else? But yeah, so Robot in Disguise led into Alternators, and Alternators is my favorite. So yeah, so Alternators was my favorite Transformer line, based on real cars, 1/24 scale. See, 1/24, and they're numbered. And it was really the first line that was kind of targeted towards collectors. Again, I'm not going to open this because I have the same vehicle for a different car that transform exactly the same thing. The only reason why I would open them is if they're like different cars I've never seen before, and I would love to work the transformation. But these cars, I already have a different version of it, a different color. I probably didn't pick this one up originally just because you know, I already had a similar vehicle with, you know, different paint. Okay, so an addendum. This is actually Optimus Minor, who turns into a monkey. He's actually from Beast Wars, so not from the Robot in Disguise line, but then again, I had a hard time figuring out who he was, because he was actually, if you look at the symbol here, it's a Predacon symbol, so that's why I was confused. I'm like, it couldn't be an Autobot, because, but then it kind of makes sense if you think about it, because in Beast War, Optimus was a monkey or a gorilla who was Optimus Primal. So I guess this guy kind of makes sense. Apparently Optimus Minor was a clone of Optimus Prime, so that's why he's a bad guy basically. Yeah, so that's Optimus Minor.